Atomic Heart, a dystopian sci-fi shooter from developer Munfish, has been released as the studio's debut title. While fans have been waiting a long time for the game to finally come to life, Atomic Heart seems to offer a very different gameplay, story, and characters. Since the reviews for the game are so mixed compared to other similar titles, it can be difficult for interested players to know if they will like the game. A game like Atomic Heart doesn't always fall into the all good or all bad category. Instead, it's often more indicative of a game that's aimed at a certain type of audience, and those outside of that audience won't find the same enjoyment. In other cases, it can mean that the good parts of the game are very good, but the bad parts can seriously affect the experience, and the player's opinion can depend on how well the player can ignore the game's flaws. Atomic Heart seems to belong to these two categories, resulting in a comment bag, are items that seem to be unable to agree. Although critics have many things that disagree, most people can agree. The game's world and aesthetic have been almost universally praised as a hauntingly beautiful interpretation of alternate history, and it's the atomic punk feel that the game lives on. Despite some bugs and missing features, Atomic Heart's overall technical performance is solid, which should be commended. From a visual standpoint, critics mostly agreed that the game stood out as a good example of fantasy world design. The differences between the critics begin to appear in the nature of the game's story, the characters, and the design of the game. Many people claim that the game is hindered by the exaggerated dialogue of its main character P3, while others do not object to glitch. Although some critics love the game, some other critics have discovered that it lacks depth or influence. The melody is particularly praising some people as the best aspects and criticizes when others beat the enemy. Essence enemies are another point of difference, with some loving Atomic Heart's quirky enemies and bosses, while others find them lacking in depth and combat encounters becoming repetitive too quickly. Atomic Heart seems to be an ambitious title with both pros and cons, which is probably the main reason for such mixed reviews. While pushing the boundaries of the genre in many ways, Atomic Heart reviews make it clear that the game tries to incorporate a lot of different mechanics, some more accurate than others. The result of this design choice, while impressive for Munfish's first game, means that elements of the game will resonate differently depending on what playstyle players prefer. The difference between critics seems to come down to how much they appreciate the experience that developer Munfish has created for their debut title, and how much they can overcome its flaws. While Atomic Heart may be a flawed game, it's still engaging, as evidenced by the good reviews it's already received. For potential players trying to navigate a sea of conflicting reviews, the best course of action is to manage expectations and decide which elements of the game they feel are most important to having an enjoyable experience. Atomic Heart is available now for PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One and Xbox Series X, S. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and support my channel.